if podcasting doesn't work out, try being a singer, you know?
Oh man. Okay. All right. Where are we?
We're filming the last 2 episodes of the season. That's what we're doing.
Okay. This
Okay, so this podcast is sponsored by the You Run Podcast Network, where you can find a variety of podcasts just like ours, ranging from true crime and what else, Chrissy?
Paranormal, movie reviews, and all sorts of others.
Be sure to, and all sorts of others. So be sure to check out You Run Podcast Network on Instagram.
Yep, and you can find their website in our show notes.
Yes. And you can perch the merch for us.
The merch.
That's a fucking staple. That's getting said every fucking episode. Hey, remind them one good time who the fuck
All
we
right.
are.
So we are the Paranormal Misfits Podcast, where the curious roam, the weird feels at home, and horror is just another day in the office. And I am one half of the amazing host of this show, Chrissy.
And mitochondriacally speaking, I am the second half.
Not the science.
What's up? Not the powerhouse of the cell. What's up, y'all? I'm Nino Daniel. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you.
Oh my God. Really, really quick, we do want to mention, take a look at our show notes where you can purchase our merchandise, leave us a 5-star review. Make sure to follow and subscribe wherever it's free, and it's free at a lot of places, but also something new that you can start doing if you are a brand or business. In our show notes, we will have the official email linked to anyone who is wanting to become a sponsor. Send us an email at pmpsponsor@yahoo.com. PMP is Paranormal Misfits Podcast. So PMP sponsor@yahoo.com.
Yay.
That was very
so good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm really, honestly, for someone who got 3 hours of sleep after watching Terrifier 3 for their second time.
That's awesome. Don't worry.
And I'm having a video go viral right now on TikTok, so I'm like obsessed. I'm freaking out. It's almost at 100,000 likes.
That's awesome.
Am I famous? I'm just kidding.
So guys.
Tell me.
So.
Oh yeah, wait, tell them what happened and why we're doing
this.
Oh bitch, fuck.
So a while ago, probably like what, 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago? When was the last time we recorded?
3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago, we decided to try and record 3 episodes. And we did successfully with a lot of technology issues.
Well, 2 of them.
2 out of the 3 are working. My one that should be coming out today, which I will be hustling and bustling to get this bad boy out because I promised somebody it would come out around their birthday, which is this week.
Whoa.
Is the Villisca Axe Murder House. Which is good because I was sitting there thinking about it. I was talking to Ray last night. I was like, maybe it's good I do get a second chance to record this one because I kind of went on some tangents. the last
Honestly,
one,
though, if it wasn't, it wouldn't be Paranormal Misfits without tangents.
Who are you telling? So
me, bitch.
So just to let you know, I was asked to watch Colby and Sam's investigation of the Villisca Axe Murder House, in which their episode is on YouTube. And my daughter and my niece went with their aunt for early birthday celebration for my niece to go see their movie they actually have in theaters. Kid you not? These two,
what's
Colby
it called?
and Sam, just type in Colby and Sam movie. I don't even know the name of it. But anyways, they went to like the Skinwalker Ranch or whatever.
Sam and Colby, it's a TV series.
Mm-hmm. And, sorry, fighting my cat because he's an asshole.
Oh, God, I hate fighting a pussy.
I know, right? Stop coming in. He knocked over a whole dresser 2 weeks ago.
Stop coming in. Jesus, I'm pretty sure Diddy's heard that.
But anyways, my daughter was explaining how that movie went and my brain really hurts, but I'm not going to talk about that today. Today we're going to do the Villisca Axe Murder House. So with that being said, this is a well-known haunting. Quite a few paranormal investigators have talked about it, investigated it. On top of that, it's one of the many unsolved murders during this time period. It's also grouped into other axe murders that happened during this time period. So we had like Lizzie Borden, moved down to Villisca. New Orleans had their Axeman murders, the jazz
You
Axeman.
better axe about it.
So,
sorry.
So in the sleepy town of Villisca, Iowa. So we're in, what does Iowa have? Is it cornfields? I feel like they're cornfields.
Iowa is a state
when we got that far
in the United States. And honestly, I think we should stop there.
Cool.
You know what I mean? Like, I think we don't need to surprise people with facts. I think is Iowa corn or wheat?
Maybe they're wheat.
I know Arizona's copper.
Well, I know Idaho's the potato.
And then Wisconsin's got the cheese. So I think Iowa will go with wheat.
Okay, that sounds good. So gruesome.
We're wrong, and it's like fucking buffalo and
We're
bison.
gonna have like everybody bombarding us. You don't know anything. You're right, we don't.
You don't know anything about Iowa.
You're right.
You're right, we don't. Sorry. Hold on. Keep going. I'm gonna literally type into Google. I'm gonna be like, what is Iowa responsible for? And that's what I'm typing.
Boredom.
What?
So gruesome.
Bitch. You've been hanging out with me too much, bitch.
We're almost at the end of our first season. You can tell.
I know.
All right. So Iowa, sleepy town in Villisca, Iowa. A gruesome murder took the lives of 8 residents between the night of June 9th, 1912 to the wee morning of June 10th, 1912. 6 of the victims were that of the Moore family, and 2 guests who were sisters visiting one of the daughters of the Moore family were found bludgeoned to death.
Cute.
Oh, who are you telling? 2 adults and 6 children were found with severe head wounds caused by an axe, but they don't know who did it. So there has been lots and lots of people assumed to do the murders. They have never been successfully tried for the murders. So the Moore family consisted of father and mother Josiah and Sarah Moore, along with their 4 children, Herman, Mary, Arthur, and Paul. God,
Herman.
Munster.
I'm not making fun of any. I'm not making fun of any person. It's just the name. You don't hear that.
No, it stops.
Living in 2024, it's like my son's name is Hayden or Caden or Payden or
Braylon.
If I hear what my neighbor's name is Braylon, and he's a good Braylon, but like, can we bring back like Ken?
Yeah, I wonder if Ken got popular
Roger.
after the Barbie movie.
Did Roger get popular? Like, anyway, okay. I'm gonna. Also, sorry, really quick. Iowa is the top producer of many agricultural commodities, including corn, soybeans, pork, eggs, beef, ethanol, and biodiesel. Thank you, Iowa.
Thanks, Iowa.
Okay, so Villisca.
It must have been a farming community. Anyways, the family was well known and well liked in their community. They took part in the local Presbyterian church. On June 9th, the family and 2 friends of Mary's, Ina and Lena, I always love when they rhyme the names, Ina and Lena, went to the Children's Day program in town in which the mother, Sarah Moore, had coordinated. Afterwards, the Moore family and the 2 friends went back to the Moore's home. Not much is known of what happened at the home upon their arrival between 9:45 to about 10 p.m., but what is known is the discovery that would shake the core of the Villisca town. During the investigation, they identified many suspects, but in the end, there were no true convictions.
What?
That's right. Looking through the various suspects and the fact that during this time period, there was an increase in axe murder. So like we said earlier, we had Lizzie Borden hacking her parents.
Lizzie Borden was like, hey guys, I'm bored.
Hey guys, I'm bored. I want to go somewhere. Let's watch. No.
Bye.
Down to New Orleans with the axeman who was, I think he was was it the Italian immigrants I think he was terrorizing? And then quite a few along some like trains, like the train system where they were just hopping off from town to town. So I looked over quite a few of the suspects, and there's a few that could be the prime, but even the one that probably had the most probability of being the person was acquitted, and he went to trial twice over it, and one was a hung jury, the other one he was acquitted.
And how hung was this jury?
Nope, stop it.
Okay.
Not hung enough to be part of that TikTok trend right now where the girls are taking pictures of their pretty nails over their husband's or boyfriend's private area. Like in like gray sweatpants and stuff. You haven't seen that? Nina's gonna Google later. All right.
I'm not Googling shit. Hypothetically, what's the hashtag?
I actually don't know. I just know it was I heard it or seen it, someone talking about it somewhere.
You do that, I will do this.
I'm sure it's like new nails or something with nails and some other stuff.
Hashtag new nails.
All right. So one was Henry Lee Moore, who had killed with an axe before and after the murders in Villisca, along with Glenson W. Mansfield, who was suspected to have murdered in 2 other areas. Some folks in the town suspected a transient Reverend George Kelly to have committed the murders due to him having a sketch past, which included being a pedophile. They took him to trial but never got the conviction they were looking for. The house still stands today and was placed on the National Registry of Historic Places in 1997. The home was purchased by the CEO of U.S. Ghost Adventures and will be open for tours and investigations. On to the hauntings. So it is said that any family who moved into the home after the murders obviously didn't stay long. I don't know why you would. I mean, I feel like that's a checklist for me. Like, was anyone murdered in the house? Yes? Okay, we're not looking.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So weird.
The way I would not Airbnb that.
Mm-hmm. Or I would. Because that's a lot of... Hauntings are a lot of money to let people
selling. I mean, it's a selling point.
It is. But you know what? I can stay far away from my selling. Y'all can just be an apartment.
I could stay close enough to my selling point where I cash a check.
That's right. Because I am...
And that's all. Everything else after that, fuck y'all.
The heebie-jeebies. I'd be like, nope.
Not the heebie-jeebs.
All right, so the usual disembodied footsteps, things moving around on their own, voices, apparitions, shadow figures, and of course the bad vibes have been reported by many who have visited. Hey, it's a checklist, man. So checklist.
She said, and honestly, the feng shui in the fucking house.
Right. I mean, tell me you wouldn't feel bad vibes after walking into a place where a big murder happened.
Honestly, that's the same way I feel like walking into a bank because they killed my fucking money.
Right?
I'm like, Is that how vegans feel going into Chick-fil-A? Vegans, comment below. Anyways. I'm unhinged today. We're wrapping up the season.
Oh my gosh. I love it.
I'm so sorry. I've done this shit for 7 months with you. This is fucking exhausting.
Isn't it?
In case anyone's wondering what it's like to run a podcast.
It is a lot of work, but it can be fun.
It's a lot of fucking work.
How did you get in here?
I'm so sorry. Are you talking to Diddy again? Oh, it's your cat.
I'm talking to my cat, Salem. He's like
How did you get
staring
in here?
up at the window like he's ready to rip the blinds.
Honestly, I've said that same thing to my husband. I was like, oh, God. How did you get in here? Guess I'm not tight enough. Anyways, I have to be careful what I say. I listened to our playbacks and I'm like, did I really say that? And you know what? So I'll say it with my chest.
I'll listen to it too, and I'm like, but it kind of goes with how we're talking. So, like, if I take this out, then it messes up the...
Speaking of saying things with your chest, bad vibes, leaving the house, continue.
Bad vibes, leaving the house. Many paranormal investigators have tried solving the mystery of whodunit.
God, this fucking annoys me.
It annoys me to my soul, too, because I'm like, this is...
I solved the Lizzie Borden. Shut the fuck up.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
I know who stole Cassie from Diddy. Shut the fuck up.
Her husband. No.
Her cat Diddy did.
Oh my God.
Anyways.
With many capturing names of both suspects and even townsfolks. So it's really inconclusive. One investigator who has since stopped doing overnight investigations concluded that the house is messing with people and that he had something follow him home. So, going back to like our friends with Cross the Line Paranormal and Warrior Paranormal, why aren't you doing some sort of protection to yourself before?
Yeah, what the fuck?
No cleansing after, like, don't y'all have rituals to do?
Don't.
To like,
listen, those men appeared very God-fearing, and I don't know if the word ritual is the correct word.
Okay,
I love them both. Love them both. Great men. Fantastic. Can't wait to play hide and seek with them in a graveyard one day.
Never mind. You know what? Just gonna leave it alone.
You know
for
what?
right.
Just keep
So
going.
we're
Just
gonna
keep going.
Okay.
Yeah.
A quick Google search and you'll find plenty of videos of various paranormal investigators sharing their experiences from the home. So I was asked, like I said earlier in this episode, to cover this and to watch a pair of fairly well-known YouTuber investigators. And I think based off their age, they are Gen Z. They are late 20s, so I don't think they're millennials.
Okay, so they're okay.
I think they're Gen Z.
I want to ask this to the Gen Zers in the comments. I'm genuinely curious about this.
Yeah.
Why are they aging like men?
I don't know.
Like, I don't think looking at me you would think I'm 34.
Look,
Bitches be like, yeah, you're 38.
no, I was gonna say whenever I interviewed you, I thought you were late 20s.
It's because I was late 20s. I'm just kidding. I know when you first interviewed me, I was 33.
Yeah. Like late 20s, like mid to late, like 25 to about 29. That's right. Flip that.
You'd be surprised at how clear your skin is when you stay in your lane. It's crazy.
And drink water. Right?
Use code NinoD at checkout for coldest water. Like
Ad placement.
Okay, so anyway.
Well, before we get into them, let's go ahead, because I don't want this episode to be too long, because it's going to be more after this of me going on a tangent about the two kids. But yes,
are we gonna go into little breakies really quick?
Go into a little breaky.
Okay, before we do that, just remember, folks, click on the show notes and make sure to leave us a 5-star review, follow and subscribe to wherever you're listening to Paranormal Misfits Podcast. Thank you so much for listening to Paranormal Misfits Podcast. We appreciate it. All of the support that's free genuinely helps us. Make sure to take a look and purchase the merch. You are supporting us in our endeavors towards going to New Orleans, Louisiana, meeting each other in person, and probably recording a couple of episodes together. Additionally, if you are a brand or business interested in sponsorship opportunities with Paranormal Misfits, if you are a brand or business interested in doing sponsorship opportunities with Paranormal Misfits Podcast, click on the show notes and send an email to pmpsponsor@yahoo.com. That's pmpsponsor@yahoo.com. We'll be right back.
Hey guys, Chrissy here. Just wanted to shout out one of our podcasts that are part of the You Run Podcast Network. This month is the Horror Friendly Podcast. This podcast is two friends who are exploring horror and wine through the female eye every Monday, one film at a time. You can check them out on Spotify and most streaming platforms. You can also connect with them on Instagram, along with checking them out as well on the yourun.com. Again, that is the Horror Friendly Podcast. Their latest episode is Fright Fest 2024, episode 7. So make sure you give them a go. I'm Tour Guide Barbie.
I'm Tour Guide Barbie. And if you look here, this is where his balls were eviscerated out of his socket. Anyways, we're back.
You should do that. You should be like, I'm Tour Guide Barbie and go through Sanctum 4. Tour.
I'm Tour Guide Barbie. I should. You know what? That's a good idea.
That would be fun. Okay, so where do we leave off? Oh, we're talking about Sam and Colby.
You're talking about the Gen Zers that are probably aging like milk.
Well, did you see pictures? They're doing the emo. I'll call it the emo look.
Probably is a very loose term for, yeah, they are.
So I just want to put this out here for everybody. Nino and I don't discredit or dismiss anyone's personal experience with the paranormal. We just like to question.
Yeah, we definitely don't.
What happened to them it happened to them, and that is very important for them.
And we might also question whether or not we're
using confirmation bias. We're using ways to debunk. And also understanding that your mind can play tricks on you. So for one, the house is old, right? So this family got murdered in 1912, which means the house was most likely built, I don't know, early 1900s, maybe even the late 1800s. So the house is going to make noise. It has not been refurbished into a modern home, so it still has its old bones. It's going to make noises. It's in the middle of nowhere. It's going to make noises.
What do you expect? Yeah.
There's no fencing or anything to keep people out so you can have a clean investigation, because it has been known that neighborhood kids will run up on that house and make tapping noises on the walls or the windows or the doors or, whatever.
That's like a remix version of Lil Jon's song.
That bit,
To the
that
window,
video,
to the wall,
no.
to the fence and the
Do you remember
windows
that video
again.
where like they kept going? It was either they're going up through the floors or down through the floors. I can't remember the name of the song though. It had Little John in it. They were just like partying, and it looks like boom, 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 and like they kept going down.
Anyways,
Sorry.
okay.
But it is well known that kids and teens will make the unknown or unexplained noises on unsuspecting investigators.
Okay.
Previous investigators local to the area stated that it happens more frequently than discussed or shared. So, what I did notice with these particular paranormal investigators, they kind of stuck to one story that they wanted to focus on. They didn't stick to everything. There is a book that was written by a father and a daughter who swear. Again, I'm not trying to discredit anybody or say that they're lying, but they have sworn that they have solved the murder based on circumstantial evidence and theories. Nothing like, again, solidified.
Okay, I just want to put this out there for everyone. When you guys say the word theory, and this is coming from someone who has like a degree in science, theories are inherently meant to be proven or disproven. And more likely than not, they're disproven.
Yes. Especially since you have to have, other scientific journals and people of your...
Yeah. You have to have like rated professionals go in and do this shit.
And if I've learned anything about the paranormal, there's nothing that's solidified anybody who is a professional. And I'd crack that joke with my daughter and son, and my son about like had a conniption of laughing so hard because I like called my husband and I was like, hey, tomorrow I'm just going to put I'm a paranormal investigator. Professional paranormal investigator, because I did a ghost tour in St. Augustine. And he's like, babe.
Stop.
Yeah, exactly.
Stop. Zach Bagans is shaking. Stop.
So they kind of stuck with one confirmation bias of the book, right? They were using the book. No, it's this, this is why it happened this way. No other theories they really shared. When they were sharing the history, and even my daughter kind of had this feedback when she watched their movie that just came out into theaters where they're going to Skinwalker Ranch. They're not very good with actually doing a deep dive and discussion of the history and research. They kind of give you an overview and that's it.
Checking when this movie came out.
Like recently. What else was there? They only film from one point of view. So they only have one camera. I don't know if anyone, I'm sure quite a few people have watched various paranormal investigation shows that are on TV. Most paranormal investigators, each paranormal investigator, I mean, we even saw it with James from Cross the Line and David from Warrior Paranormal. Every person had their own camera. In this one, every person doesn't have their own camera. They have a camera guy following them. And that's it. So you get no extra point of views of like the room. You get no extra testing of sounds to see if like what they actually heard was something that happened. And to be fair, like I don't feel like they investigated the house that much. Like they kind of stuck to 2 rooms. And I know for YouTube, most people don't want to make over an hour video.
No. Well, unless you're the sideman.
Right.
And you're making 2-hour-long hide and seek videos.
But other than that, like, there's nothing that I could say was a definitive piece of proof. If someone saw a shadow figure, you don't know because there was no extra points of views from different camera angles. Same for when the guy stated that his shirt was grabbed from behind. There's no extra point of view, like a camera behind him to see it or to the side to see like his shirt move. All you saw was him kind of freak out, grab his shirt, and say something touched him. So based on the video, they were saying that they agree with the book that was written, and I've never read the book, so I don't know. I can only go based off of what they shared, which was not very much. Nino looks confused. What's up?
Their movie is it a limited release?
It might have been. I know we had it here in Jack's because my daughter saw it. Let me see.
Maybe that's a y'all thing.
What did I say their names were? Colby and Sam?
Colby and Sam.
Now, I do know Colby and Sam are the ones that, like, they've gotten, like, what is her name? Selena Spooky Boo to come out and do investigations with
I
them.
love Selena Spooky Boo.
Call Me Chris has went out and done investigations with them.
Call Me. Okay, so are they Canadian?
No, I think they're American.
Because those are like.
Yeah.
Those are
big time Canadian. I love them
Canadian
too. I love when
creators.
Selena shares her sleepwalking videos.
And she like farts.
She fights things. She's like
wow.
She's like crouching down. All right, what is the name of their movie? Right?
Stuck a feather in its cap and called it macaroni.
Movie. Okay, so the featured length film is Sam and Colby, The Legends of the Paranormal, where they set out with an additional childhood friend to investigate the mysterious desert ranch famous for ghosts, UFO sightings, and terrifying monsters lurking in the dark. So, Skinwalker Ranch.
Okay.
That is a vast difference in rating between Fandango to IMDb. So Fandango rated them 82% positive. IMDb gave them 4.4 out of 10. Cinemark? Is that the name? Hold on, let me see. We totally...
Oh, Cinemark is like... Cinemark might be...
Yeah, because we had it at our Tinseltown, and I don't know this other one.
Oh, yeah, those are like... Tinseltown. There's... Tinseltown is also in Texas.
Oh, okay.
It is in Austin.
But yeah, so for that, and I was trying to explain to my daughter what it, because she's like, they did this thing where they got blindfolded and they were listening with headphones, and I was like, the SC session, and she's like, yeah, I was like, yeah, I watched them do it on the Villisca Axe Murder House, and with the Villisca Axe Murder House, I mean, we have Dr. Ghost Hunters who have been on the show. We've, like I said, had James and David. There's a couple other people that I've talked to. Even big time TV shows like Ghost Brothers, Ghost Adventures, Portals to Hell. I feel like I'm missing one. But anyways, SC session, it's really rare to get a whole fucking sentence. Like a whole makes sense of a sentence. And these guys were saying they were saying out sentences during their SC session, which again, you don't get to hear the side of it, like the SC session, like what that person's listening to verify that it's like the going across the radio.
What is SC? What is SC? What is
the
that
SC
mean?
Session is the one where they blindfold and they have the headphones, like everything's noise canceling, light canceling, and then they are sitting by themselves with no one else around them. And then the other part is like whenever people do ghost investigations, normally it's normal to put your phone in airplane mode so that you are not interfering with the other equipment. I don't know if they did that.
I'm over here like...
You're like, yeah, sure.
I think you shouldn't have electromagnetic interference.
Right, you shouldn't. Like, in order to use the different... Shouldn't.
Operatively.
Yes. This house still has running electricity and stuff, so, you know, that could have been interfering. Like, they didn't do any good, like, testing, and I don't know if they were ever... If that's like they want to be taken seriously as paranormal investigators. I don't know if that makes sense.
I don't know.
I don't know either. Now, the Call Me Chris one, if you want to see her get in one of their investigations, I think they have what's called Hell Week on YouTube, where they went to the Conjuring House, which we all know how I feel about the Conjuring House.
I was going to say that. Did you see the way I looked up?
You're like, come on, make the face. Make the face.
I was like, I looked up and I was like, oh shit, Conjuring House and Zach Bagans. We just don't talk about those two things on this podcast. We just
don't talk about that. Have you heard about the Conjuring House drama?
Bitch, no. Honey, I have so much other AZ drama. What's going on?
So the Conjuring House dramas, this is all alleged before this lady manages to find our podcast, which I would imagine are a blip on her radar. Not even. She has been beefing with quite a few people. She swore this... I went down a TikTok rabbit hole on this one. So this lady who owns the house currently, yeah, she still owns the house, has been in a beef with a really well-known paranormal investigator from Ghost Hunters.
You had Ghost Hunters on the podcast. No.
Ghost Hunters.
Or was it Dr. Ghost?
Dr. Ghost Hunters. I had Dr. Ghost Hunters. Ghost Hunters were like one of the first paranormal shows that came out in like the early 2000s. They were two guys who worked for the plumbing company.
100%. Know it well.
So Jason Hawkes, the taller, heavier set guy, usually had the beard. So he got dragged into the drama somehow. And when I tell you how,
what the fuck did he do?
we don't know. So David and I were talking about this at work. He was sharing videos with me. I was like, what the fuck is this lady on?
Are
She's like a
people
crackpot.
illiterate?
So she swore up and down, and the reason, and she hasn't paid a lot of her employees. One of the employees she didn't pay for 3 months, owes him about, I don't even know how much that is, maybe
several grand
in back pay. And she refuses
allegedly
to pay him because a ghost told her he was stealing from her.
That's not how that works.
But apparently she's stuck with it. And then in the midst of it all, for some strange reason, Jason Hawkes from Ghost Hunters had gotten dragged in.
That's not how that works.
And she was saying that the ghosts were showing her that Jason Hawkes was on her property and was showing footage of a different truck that's not even his. So it is wild.
So I'm going to say this one more time. That's not how that works.
I know. But yeah, so that's the Villisca Axe Murder House. I didn't want to make this too long. This one's a well-known haunting. I was asked to kind of cover based off of 2 YouTubers. Can I say that their paranormal findings are truly paranormal, or did they fake it? I don't know, because you have no other extra camera point of view.
And by paranormal, do you mean partially normal?
Partially normal.
That's what para means.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't believe a lot of their findings because there's no extra point of view. Like even with Zach Bagans, they have cameras set up everywhere. Ghost Adventures had cameras. Everybody had their own camera. So it's hard to say. Getting your shirt tugged from behind, the wind could have blown or something. I don't fucking know. You could have moved weird and your shirt might have been sitting in a particular area and then decided to drop down. Who knows? They wear awfully baggy shirts. Yeah. What do you think? Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, that's exactly. I want to be done, done, done with this fucking, like, I've learned from you and from talking to Warrior Paranormal and
Cross the line.
Cross the line. I was gonna say Ghost Line Paranormal. I was like, that's new.
Ooh, that'd be fun. We are a Ghost Line.
Ghost Line. I mean, I remember, obviously, they were some of my favorite guests that we've had on here. Next to Ethan Daniel Corbett and his cheeks. Facial cheeks. Facial cheeks.
Gonna specify.
But yeah, that's just that, I don't know, something about 2, like, early 20-year-olds going in and saying, like, oh, we're gonna go ahead. No, you're not gonna solve shit.
I'm also tired of paranormal investigators doing that. Please stop capitalizing on shit like this.
Find your way out of a Rubik's Cube first. God. All right, find your way out of something. What's the word? Tangible. And then maybe you'll convince me. I don't know. And also, like, maybe this is just from, like, because I'm married to a Hispanic man, but I am his piece. Get it? Like, the brujeria in me is like, leave it be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Fucking, if you're going there and you're just going to be respectful and you just want to learn about the history of the house, the asylum, the whatever, sure. Going in there and disturbing people's peace. If there's one thing I believe in, it's ghosts.
Oh, yeah.
And if there's another thing I believe in, thank you to the Haunted Mansion ride at Disney. It's that things can attach to you. The last fucking thing I would want anyone is, don't be bringing that shit home. No. If you are gonna be a tenant in my house and you brought a ghost with you, you're paying double.
You just brought an extra body in this house.
You just brought an extra body. I'm sorry. So, shout out to the Villisca Axe Murders and Lizzie Borden and everybody. But everybody went a little axe crazy. I mean, shout out to Cody and Joe or Shay or Peter or whatever the fuck the other one's name. I don't know. Sam. I was getting there eventually. I was gonna say Sam.
We're gonna go down the longest list ever.
I was probably gonna say Sam at the 183rd guess. Like, I would have been like Roger, Ken, Peter, Conrad, Caden, Peyton, Hayden, like Braylon. Like, and you're like, Sam.
You're like...
Yeah, I don't know what to I don't have a thought. It's just cool. You did the thing. You have a movie. You brought in a lot of other content creators. Really, really proud of you. Get your bag. But also,
keep it respectable.
If people who have been doing this for years, people who have been doing this while you were a placenta couldn't solve it, respectfully, what makes you so entitled to the speciality of solving it?
I will eventually cover Skinwalker Ranch, and I will ask my daughter for her feedback on that movie again, because when I tell you the shit that I heard, I was like, one, my brain hurts. Like, the contradictions that happen out of their mouths of like, I don't want to so Skinwalker Ranch, well known, it's got like its own TV series, bunch of people want to do it, right?
Yeah.
So they're like, I don't want to disrespect the land, and then she's like, and then they blow up a piece of it.
Sorry. Bye. Enough.
She's like, so didn't I disrespect the land? I was like, we'll talk about it later.
You blow up a piece of, what the fuck are you talking about? You blow up a piece of it?
Like, they put a little like bomb on it and blew up a piece of the land to try and entice the ghost or paranormal or whatever out there to come to them.
No expert.
Native American.
They did that on Native American soil?
That's why Skinwalker Ranch...
All of America is Native American soil. I'm so sorry.
Skinwalker Ranch is named after that because of which... I don't remember which, and I apologize, everybody, but whichever Native American tribe lore. So Skinwalker changes between... What's it called? Tribes. But this particular portion of the lore is it's a vengeful shaman that becomes a skinwalker. So, yeah. But they're like, oh, we're going to entice it to come out. Like, don't do that. I'm so tired of people.
You know what? You can also entice it to, like, kill you.
Yes. Yes.
I'm not saying anyone should die.
Alrighty,
What I am saying is, let's listen. We're gonna wrap this one up because I can go on don't fuck with land tangents
for a while
until I'm fucking pink in the face. Right? So, yay Villisca, yay Sam and Cody, so great. Eye rolls.
Who are you telling?
I would reverse out of diabetes. Yes. Shout out to them. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and take it home. Just remember, folks, take a look at the show notes and make sure that you are subscribed, following, and listening to Paranormal Misfits Podcast wherever you enjoy your podcasting. Take a follow and a gander over to our friends with You Run Podcast Network. And while you're in the show notes, be sure to purchase the merch. We've got some excellent things on there, ranging from t-shirts to jackets to shadow box frames that I literally have on my desk right now, courtesy of my husband. And if you are a brand or business interested in getting a sponsorship with Paranormal Misfits Podcast, please make sure to send us an email at pmpsponsor@yahoo.com. PMP stands for Paranormal Misfits Podcast. PMP sponsor at yahoo.com. This has been fantastic. My name is Nino Daniel.
And I'm Chrissy.
And we know you don't want to leave. But since you fucking have to go, and I gotta go pee.
Same.
Okay, I gotta go pee. So we know you don't want to leave, but since you have to, you might as well creep out.
Bye.
Bye.